Hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at auntiederek.com. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Wednesday, July 29th. So let me introduce my fabulous co-host. With me on the mic, we're going to start with my gorgeous Chili. Hello, boo. Or Icy Chili. Look, I'm
I'm
getting my
like,
name.
excuse me.
You're gorgeous as well. So
Well, yeah. Hi, y'all.
hey. And next we have my gorgeous moon. Hey, boo.
Good morning.
Yes, indeed. Good morning. And shout out to the listeners holding it down in the chat as well. And let me get y'all visual. Well, y'all, like I say always, I think we got some good old tea for us to discuss. So let's go ahead and jump right in.
Tea time.
Yes. And the first thing we want to start with is Cardi B's latest baby daddy. So remember he was in court fighting for the DMs for Christopher Blake Griffith. Well, it looks like the judge has ordered Blake Griffith to turn over those DMs. And you should see
Mm.
where it says here by way of TMZ. Stephon Diggs, male sexual assault accuser, ordered to turn over DMs with NFL star. Girl, so let's get into it. The man accusing Stephon Diggs of sexually assaulting him inside his Maryland home was ordered to turn over DMs he exchanged with the NFL star, TMZ has learned. The accuser, Christopher Griffith, has 14 days to produce his entire Instagram direct message history with Stephon, according to new legal docs obtained by TMZ. Christopher will also have to turn over all documents related to his travel to and from Maryland on the weekend of May 20th to the 23rd of 2023, when he claims the sexual assault happened. He has to hand over all documents related to his flight arrangements, luggage, hotels, and rideshare receipts. Christopher is also required to give Stephon's team text messages between the two, plus any conversations Christopher had with Stephon or any conversations he had about Stephon. The judge denied Stephon's request for sanctions. As TMZ first reported, Stephon sued Christopher for alleged defamation over claims he made that the NFL star assaulted him in 2023. Stephon said Christopher's claims ruined his reputation and caused him harm. Christopher countersued, claiming he was drugged and sexually assaulted by Stephon. He claimed Stephon pulled out his penis and asked him to come to his room. Christopher said he refused Stephon's alleged invitation. In court docs, Christopher claims Stephon had his brother and others beat him a week after the alleged assault in an effort to keep him quiet. The case is ongoing. Mm-mm. So that's that. And like I said, I've said this before. Now, I actually believe, me personally, I believe the allegations against Stephon Diggs, based off of things that I've read in the past about him, this fits right into that pattern. But I've said on the show before, we could get those messages and it could actually prove that nothing did happen between the two. So, because if I were Stefan, right, and I knew that there was something incriminating in those, or something that would make me look like look, I guess something. If I'm trying to hide being gay, basically, what I'm saying, if I'm trying to hide like being gay or bi or fluid in any way, and the person who accused me of that is saying that I don't know, I feel like maybe there's something, he feels that there's something in this DM exchange that will show that he did not, or he wasn't intimate with, because I just can't imagine, like, why would you want the courts to produce those DMs if, because it goes down in the DM. Y'all see what I'm trying to say? Like it just I'm uh, time will
Well,
tell.
that's
Well,
where that's where he's gonna have to prove it. I mean, otherwise, it's just hearsay. If you have nothing concrete to prove it, it's my word against yours. Pretty much is how that works out. So if it's in the DMs, you gotta better turn them over.
And you got 14 days. Did you know you have 14 days? 14 days. 14 days.
14 American days.
hmm Well, like I will continue to follow this story and give y'all the updates. Um, ooh, Usher, y'all. Usher done responded to that girl, Miss Gabrielle Cheyenne, hun, who, you know, with her pretty privilege. So you all should see where I've just shared here by way of hot new hip hop. Usher responds to Gabrielle Cheyenne following Nashville debacle. So let me just go ahead and share my screen and we can look at this clip together. Let's see what Usher has to say about it.
Before we get started, don't bring your ass up here if you don't want to be here. All right. God don't like ugly, but he most certainly don't feel too good about pretty privilege either, do you? Listen, that's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm just looking for one sexy lady tonight that want to share the stage with me. It's two. Hey, Chris, you find one over there? I'm gonna take my time and find the one.
He said God don't like ugly. He don't feel too good about pretty privilege either, honey. And you know what? See, I've said this on the show before as well. See, when straight men be trying to read, y'all need to stop because you don't know how to do it, right? And then a lot of times you can get harsh and you be saying something that you be putting your foot in your mouth. You don't need to be doing. You need to leave it to the pros. Don't try to read librarians. But now this is actually pretty good. He's like, don't bring your ass up here if you don't want to be here. God don't like ugly, but he don't like pretty privilege either. Yeah, that's that on that child. And I was about to say a really, really nasty joke that I didn't even need to say, so I'm just going to keep it saying, look at that growth. You know what that is? Growth. I won't even going to bring up his herpes, allegedly. Well,
Oh, you weren't? Oh,
I
okay.
wasn't. Mm-mm. Well, y'all, I got some sports ball tea, some sports ball news. Draymond Green, honey. Let's talk about him and that lucrative 1 year deal he just signed. You all should see, I have just shared here by way of hot new hip hop. Draymond Green returns to Warriors with 1 year deal. So let's get into it. It says Golden Gate is bringing Draymond Green back after his brief trip into free agency, keeping another piece of its championship core in place. Any questions about Draymond Green's future in the Bay Area have now been answered. The 4 time NBA champion is returning to the Golden State Warriors on a new 1 year contract worth $27.7 million. This ends his brief stretch of uncertainty after he declined his player option earlier this summer. ESPN reports that the move initially raised eyebrows around the league because it created additional financial flexibility as Golden State pursued LeBron James. For weeks, the Warriors were viewed as one of the franchises with a legitimate shot at landing James before the NBA's biggest offseason storyline took a different turn. Once James committed to the Philadelphia 76ers, Golden State pivoted towards keeping one of the defining pieces of its dynasty in place. Green's return extends one of the NBA's longest player team relationships. Entering his 15th season with the Warriors, only teammate Steph Curry has spent more consecutive years with the same franchise among active players. Together, the pair have helped transform the Warriors into one of the league's top teams. The continuity nearly came to an end earlier this year. Ahead of February's trade deadline, Green acknowledged he wrestled with reports that he could be included in a potential package for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Although no deal materialized, the speculation offered a reminder that even franchise cornerstones are not immune to the realities of roster building. Green also appears to understand where he stands at this stage of his career. His scoring numbers have declined in recent seasons, but he remains central to Golden State's identity. He's even expressed a willingness to accept a reserve role if head coach Steve Kerr believes it gives the Warriors their best chance to compete. With Green back in the fold, the Warriors keep another member of their championship nucleus together for at least one more season. Okay. So, now I don't know what this means for sports ball. I mean, I guess congratulations or no, oh no, however you feel about it. I, I was just $27.7 million for 1 year, baby. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money for beating folks up, but okay.
Woo, woo. Well, listen, honey. Look, I got a degradation king, so somebody get Draymond Green on the line, honey. Tell him if he looking to, spend some cheddar to beat something, I got something he can beat and beat all he wants to, honey.
He the gangster, baby.
But look, for
But
twenty-seven point seven million dollars,
I think the fans love Draymond.
yeah, nah, yeah. My introduction to him, because again, as somebody who doesn't follow sports, I only see like when clips, enter hot topics, and I just remember him trying to hold his laugh in when Fergie was singing the national anthem. I just remember his face, and that was my introduction to Draymond Green, which is crazy. But hey, well, like I said, congratulations or oh no, depending on who what you feel about it. That's sports people business. That ain't none of my business. Well, honey, speaking of business, honey, Kanyeezy. We've been talking about the lawsuit that his ex assistant filed against him, Lauren Pisciata. And you all should see I just shared here by way of TMZ. Kanye West settled sexual assault lawsuit with ex assistant. So let's get into it. Kanye West and his former personal assistant, Lauren Pisciata, have reached a settlement over her sexual harassment lawsuit against him, TMZ has learned. The pair settled the lawsuit on July 23rd, according to court docs Lauren's lawyer submitted to a Los Angeles court Tuesday that were retained by TMZ. The filing says the settlement is unconditional and that a request for dismissal will be filed within 45 days of July 23rd. The details of the settlement are under wraps. TMZ has reached out to reps for Kanye. So far, no word back. And TMZ told us all about the bombshell lawsuit when Lauren sued the rapper in 2024, claiming he fired her after sending her loads of sexual texts and videos. She claimed one of those messages read, "See, my problem is I be wanting to fuck, but then after I fuck, I want a girl to tell me how hard they've been fucked while I'm fucking them. Then I want her to cheat on me." Lauren also alleged Kanye masturbated and touched her vagina during a stay at a hotel, then drifted off to sleep mid sentence. Furthermore, she claimed he drugged her at a studio session co hosted by Diddy. By the way, this is not the first time Kanye has been accused of sexual assault. A woman named Jen An claimed he sexually assaulted her and roughed her up in 2010. Mhm. Well, no details of this settlement, and they got to file an official request within 45 days of the 23rd. So I'm sure he's going to get up on that. I'm actually going to be watching this because I'm going to see if Jennifer Ahn's lawsuit is going to be settled as well. So, well, that's that on that, child. And oh, girl, Ariana Grande, honey. Now this ain't not so. If you were looking for information about her love life and who she fucking, you ain't gonna get that here, honey. We know that Ariana is the kind of woman that you should not trust around your man, allegedly. But this story here, he's actually suing hackers. And you all should see I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Ariana Grande sues hackers over leaked music, photos, and videos. So let's get into it. Ariana Grande is going after people she says hacked into the digital accounts of photographers and producers she worked with, stealing and leaking unreleased music, private photos, and videos. The pop superstar filed a lawsuit in California's Monday against several unnamed individuals, hoping the legal action will uncover who is behind the alleged breaches. According to the complaint obtained by TMZ, Ariana says this was not an isolated incident, claiming she has repeatedly been targeted by cyber attacks throughout her career, including recently. She claims the stolen material included unreleased songs, photos, and video and audio recordings tied to her creative process, none of which was intended for public consumption. The alleged hackers then sold her personal data and content on the dark web for significant sums of money, Ariana claims, causing her substantial and irreparable harm. The suit targets up to 100 John Does, including the alleged hackers, people and businesses accused of helping distribute the stolen material, and even those allegedly shopping it to potential buyers or purchasing it. Ariana is asking a judge to stop the alleged theft and distribution while also sending a warning to would be hackers. She says artists deserve to control when and how their work is released, and stealing and leaking it violates both their privacy and their creative rights. And then TMZ says the story is developing. Listen, girl, I know that's right. I know that's right. Honestly, now it's no secret that I'm a fan of mess, and I love leaks and private information and tea. But she's absolutely right. Her creative process and her like she should be like y'all keep hacking the wrong shit. If you're gonna hack something that's gonna help the people. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody give a damn. I mean, I'm sure unless you probably maybe the wife of the husband she's sleeping with. You probably wouldn't care what's in her photo booth or whatever. But this is, yeah, she's absolutely right. It does violate their privacy, and she going after everybody. She's like, even if you bought the shit, I'm coming after you. 100 John Does. The suit targets up to 100 John Does, including the hackers, people and businesses accused of helping distribute the stolen material, and even those allegedly shopping it to potential buyers or purchasing it. Girl, hey, yeah, I think this is going to send a message. So I will continue to follow this story. And what we got? Oh, girl, Tom Cruise, honey. He is allegedly devastated that his daughter Suri, the one that he was estranged from since she was 7, devastated reportedly because she removed his last name. Don't nobody want that fuck ass last name. But you all should see I've just shared here by way of this Radar Online exclusive. Tom Cruise devastated as Suri makes name change official. So let's get into it. Tom Cruise is said to have been left devastated after his daughter Suri reportedly made her name change official by legally dropping his surname, marking the latest chapter in the long distance relationship between the Hollywood star and his only child with ex wife Katie Holmes. Radar Online can reveal Suri, who was born in 2006 during Cruise and Holmes' high profile marriage, is now reportedly using the legal name Suri Noel after replacing her father's surname with her mother's middle name. The Carnegie Mellon University student is said to have registered to vote in Pennsylvania under the name Suri Noel after leaving New York, where she was raised by Holmes following her parents' 2012 divorce. Because Pennsylvania requires voters to register under their legal names, the move is understood to confirm the name change has been formally completed. Suri had previously used Noel in her high school graduation program in New York in June 2024. A source close to the family claimed Tom is deeply saddened by this development. While he understands Suri is an adult making her own decisions, seeing his surname disappear from her legal identity has been incredibly painful for him. He never imagined things would reach this point. The insider added, those close to Tom believe this is an emotional blow rather than a legal one. He still cares enormously about Suri and hopes that one day there will be an opportunity to rebuild their relationship. Right now, though, friends say he feels heartbroken and devastated by what this represents. It's previously been reported that Suri chose the name Noel as both a tribute to her mother and a way of beginning the next stage of her life away from the spotlight. It's also been reported the change would help her establish an identity separate from her famous parents while reducing unwanted public attention during college. Holmes has rarely spoken publicly about her daughter's personal life, but has shared her pride as Suri embarked on university. She told Town and Country, I'm proud of my daughter. Of course, I will miss the close proximity, but I'm really proud of her and I'm happy. I remember being this age, this time of beginnings. It's exciting to learn about yourself, and I love that time. So it makes me happy to think about it like that. Cruz and Holmes married in 2006, the same year Suri was born, before Holmes filed for divorce 6 years later. After their separation was finalized, Holmes was believed to have had primary custody of Suri throughout her childhood. Since enrolling at Carnegie Mellon University in Pennsylvania, Suri has kept a relatively low profile while pursuing her studies away from New York. Her reported decision to formally adopt the surname Noel follows her public use of the name during her graduation ceremony, suggesting the name change had been planned before she left for college. It says neither Cruz nor Holmes has commented publicly on reports Suri has legally changed her name, while Suri herself has remained silent on the matter despite growing public interest following the voter registration records cited in the report. Cruz is one of Hollywood's most successful actors, starring in blockbuster franchises including Top Gun and Mission Impossible. A 3 time Golden Globe winner and 4 time Oscar nominee, he has remained one of the world's biggest box office draws for more than 4 decades, earning acclaim for his action roles and dedication to performing his own stunts. Stupid. You getting too old for that, Tom. Stop doing your own stunts. Way too old for that. But yeah, that's that on that. And he can go ahead and go to hell. I don't give a damn. I hope you even look suffer. You should feel bad, stupid motherfucker. Talking about he bad at what? No, you're just upset that this is embarrassing for you, and this makes you look like the absentee father that you were. Ain't got in touch, been in touch with that girl since she was 7. So that means since the since 2013 because she was born in 2006. And they said we read reports that they were estranged since she was 7. So since 2013, and now 13 whole years later, oh, I'm just so sad. Oh, but I hope we can one day repair their like, girl, fuck you.
How did he not see this coming? Like, excuse me?
Cause he's stupid. Look, all them hits in the head doing his own stunts, honey, and barely can think straight. Allegedly. Good. I'm all for this, honey. I swear I am. Good. Send a message to them. I love what the pit kids are doing, the formerly pit kids are doing, and I love to see this because I'm not going to sit here and make your name look good, and you sit here and you know our relationship is not good and has not been good for a while.
Right. Agreed.
So that's that on that. I hope he feels bad, Farkle. Well, that's that on that. Girl, somebody else that we not really fans of, Nicki Minaj, honey. Her sister, remember we've actually talked about her sister before, Ming Lee. The sister that she shared is her dad had another daughter. And she's a rapper as well. She goes by Ming Lee. Well, let me get the story here. I actually don't believe it, to be honest. I'm gonna just start there, but you all should see where it says here by way of Hot New Hip Hop. Nicki Minaj's sister explains the real reason they're not on good terms. Well, Nicki's largely kept her private life under wraps, but over the years, her private life has made its way into the news. Her husband's legal problems have made headlines, along with her brother and other members of her immediate family. Her sister Ming Lee hasn't necessarily helped with maintaining her privacy, and that might be why they don't have the greatest relationship with each other these days. During a recent interview with Adam 22, Ming Lee explained that she and her sister aren't really seeing eye to eye these days, and it's largely due to the media runs she's been on lately. She probably got mad because she didn't want me to basically talk about her and stuff like that, which I do 100% respect. It's just that at the time, it's my first interview, she said. Regardless, people are still going to ask me about my sister. When Adam 22 pointed out that Nicki Minaj was being incredibly sensitive, Ming explained that she's an Aquarius who had to deal with tremendous amounts of trauma, some of which she's not even aware of. We don't know what the fuck that woman's been through, she said, pushing back against Adam 22's statements. She's been through so much at a young age. She added, I could understand her reaction with people sometimes because it has to be on a distance level because not everyone is very genuine. And sometimes, yes, she do have a off way where sometimes you're going to have to chill the fuck out. But I understand where she's coming from. Ultimately, she explained that Nikki's mentality is rooted in her survival instincts and having to maneuver through hostile environments across her whole life. Even as Adam 22 tried to downplay Nikki and her fan base, Ming still made it clear that her sister still has her own reasons for behaving the way she does. And they have the clip of the interview. I wouldn't even recommend that shit is about 6, 7 minutes long of nonsense, honey. Girl, bad with that clip. And how you don't know your sister's own zodiac sign, girl? Cause now I did do a little bit of Googling because she said, oh, she's an Aquarius. You don't know what she had to deal with tremendous amounts of trauma. So first of all, Nick is a Sagittarius. She famously said this, or her sun sign is Sagittarius. I did some Googling. It turns out that her rising sign is Aquarius. But people don't ask you about your rising sign. I mean, unless you really one of the astrology girlies, but they tend to ask you your sun sign, which is a Sagittarius. That song, I'm so proud of you that she has with that biracial Canadian. In it, she says, he asked my sign. I said a Sag. I'm a star, sheriff badge. Like, girl, that these are how you don't know your own sister's zodiac sign. But that's why I don't believe it. Because like, if you lie about something, that little small detail, honey, whatever you got to say after that, I really don't. And you excusing your sister's fuck ass behavior, girl. You can go ahead with that bullshit. But that's that on that. Oh, this next story. Afro Man. Remember we talked a bit about him, honey, and that him being raided and he successfully, sued the police department. Well, girl, he's suing their asses again, honey. Well, at least the one cop. And you should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Afro Man sues cop who took him to court over raid videos. Well, Afro Man is suing one of the Ohio sheriff's deputies who previously took him to court over videos mocking a raid on the rapper's home. The rapper filed a malicious prosecution lawsuit Monday after former Adams County Sheriff Sergeant Brian Newland claiming in court docs obtained by TMZ that Newland's earlier defamation case was baseless, forced him to rack up legal fees and caused emotional distress. Newland and several other deputies sued Afro Man in 2023 over social media posts and music video using surveillance footage from a 2022 search of his Ohio property, an investigation that did not lead to criminal charges. Afro Man later featured the footage in videos for Lemon Pound Cake and Will You Help Me Repair My Door while continuing to joke about the officers online. The deputies sought a combined $3.9 million, claiming the posts damaged their reputations, but Afro Man was found not liable in the case earlier this year when the jury found he did not defame them or portray the deputies in a false light. Afro Man now says Newland never had sufficient legal or factual grounds to sue him. The rapper promoted the new case on Instagram Tuesday, alleging Newland took $400 during the raid and later sued him for $1.5 million. He later released another video targeting the former deputy. We've reached out to Newland. So far, no word back. So, yeah, I actually did not see the video they're referring to. They actually have it, his Instagram post in this article. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what it's giving.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Okay, was it just me or did that sound like some type of like freaky sex music? So that sounded freaked out. What was that? Oh, okay, look, okay, girl. Well, y'all, that's that on that. I don't got nothing to add after that sex music. Well, our next story. So remember that couple, Christy Sarah and Desmond Scott, the one, 100 people's what Desmond, he wants us to believe he is heterosexual so bad. Allegedly. Well, you all should see where I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Social media stars Christy Sarah and Desmond Scott's divorce finalized. So,
That's who I thought that girl was when you sent it to me. This is who I thought that was.
yep. She does look like her. Yep, she does. Okay. Well, social media stars Christy Sarah and Desmond Scott are officially ex-husband and ex-wife because their divorce has been finalized, TMZ has learned. According to court records, the couple submitted this settlement they hashed out, which covers the division of property, custody, and support. TMZ broke the story. Christy filed for divorce from Desmond back in January, saying infidelity was the reason they were splitting up. Desmond then shared his side of the story, saying he told Christy he wanted to separate after making choices he wasn't proud of. Um, at the time, Desmond said he owned up to what he did, but didn't elaborate on what exactly went down. TMZ later got video of Desmond locking lips with model Marissa Springer before he started casually dating Diddy's baby mama, Dana Tran. Desmond never confirmed the relationship with Dana or Marissa. Chrissy and Desmond are both freshly single, but it seems like Desmond's been ready to mingle for a while now. Okay, girl. That's that on that. Um, so Tay K, are familiar with the rapper Tay K, right? The one who went to jail for murder. Maybe not, but
No,
he's
no.
oh, well, he's been in there for quite some time now.
Okay.
And you all should see where it says here by way of all hip hop, Tay K catches break in murder appeal over phone evidence. So this is actually very interesting. So Tay K just caught a major break in his murder appeal when a Texas court ordered the trial judge to explain why iPhone evidence was not thrown out. The rapper's legal team has been fighting hard to overturn his 80-year sentence for the 2017 killing of photographer Mark Anthony Saldivar during a robbery in San Antonio, and this temporary pause gives them real momentum heading into the next phase. Here's what's happening. Cops found an iPhone inside a car they believe was connected to the murder, and when they searched it, they searched it without getting a warrant first. TK's attorneys immediately tried to suppress all the evidence pulled from that device, arguing police did not have probable cause to dig through it. The original judge disagreed and let the evidence in anyway, which became a major problem for the defense. Now, the Fourth Court of Appeals in Texas is saying, hold up. And they're giving the trial court exactly 10 days to write out their reasoning and legal conclusions supporting that decision. The appeal process restarts after the judge submits that explanation, and TK's lawyers will get a deadline for their next brief. This is huge because it keeps the case moving and forces the court to justify a decision that could have buried him. The rapper's also got another problem, though. His defense is questioning the credibility of Joanna Reyes, an alleged accomplice who testified that TK fired the shot that killed Saldivar. His attorneys claim prosecutors straight up misrepresented Reyes's criminal history to the jury, giving them a totally false impression of how reliable her testimony actually was. The stakes are real here. TK is already serving a separate 55-year sentence from a 2016 home invasion, and his projected release date is August 8th of 2099, which basically means he's looking at spending his entire life locked up. Girl. And listen, girl. So that is actually very interesting, honey. That court said, well, hold up now. Wait a minute. So you came to this legal. Why did you do this? And you got 10 days to explain it. Why? And it better be good.
And what state was this in?
Texas.
I knew with them numbers. I said, this got to be in Texas. And look at it.
Mm-hmm. Girl. Well, that is that on that, honey. I will follow this and see what happens. But I just feel that that argument is very interesting, honey. They said because the judge said no, we gonna with the in like I feel like I've watched enough Law or the SVU to know like that's not you can't do that. Like you need a warrant. Like you need or at least probable cause. They were able to search the details and dig through their phone without a warrant and was able to use that against them in court. And the judge said, well, wait a minute, that ain't how the law works. So that's that on that, child. Well, speaking of another Texas rapper, Cartel Bo, I am actually sure y'all do not know who this person is because I don't know who this person is. But we're about to learn a little bit more about him. And you should see where it says here by way of all hip hop, Cartel Bo's comeback halted by aggravated kidnapping charges and other cases. Mm-mm. Well, Cartel Bo returned to rap with serious momentum after serving years in federal prison, but the Houston rapper is once again in legal trouble. The authorities have accused him of aggravated kidnapping in a case that began with an alleged captive escaping from a Northwest Harris County home. Deputies responded on July 27th, received a request for a welfare check, according to the office of Constable Mark Herman's office. When they arrived, investigators said they found evidence indicating someone had allegedly been held against their will inside the residence before managing to escape. Deputies later located the alleged victim nearby and transported the individual to a hospital for medical treatment. Officials have not disclosed the victim's condition or said how long the person was allegedly confined. The Special Victims Unit launched an investigation that identified Cartel Bo as the suspect. Authorities said Warren Brown III, Bo's real name, was already being held in the Harris County Jail on separate assault and continuous family violence warrants when investigators filed the additional aggravated kidnapping charge. His remains in custody. He remains in custody awaiting bond proceedings. The arrest marks another high-profile legal chapter for the rapper, whose career has often reflected his experiences with the criminal justice system. Brown spent 78 months in federal prison after his 2018 arrest during the filming of a music video at Houston's Lakewood Park. Following his arrest, he quickly returned to recording, issuing the viral Fresh Out the Feds freestyle before releasing the EP Chapo and Pablo in 2024 and 2025. His comeback continued with El Cartel in 2025, which featured collaborations with Houston heavyweights Sauce Walka, Paul Wall, Lil Kiki, Maxo Cream, and Trader Truth. Earlier this year, he released Hit for the Big Bag 3, a 19-track project featuring Fredo Bang, Baby Kia, and Honeycomb Brazy. Outside the studio, Brown also drew attention in March after a public clash with the Houston Police Officers Union over his song Murderwood. The controversy erupted after he referred to a Houston neighborhood by that nickname in a viral video. Brown claimed the backlash resulted in police harassment and council performances, while law enforcement criticized the video's message and raised public safety concerns. Authorities have not indicated whether the aggravated kidnapping case is connected to any of Brown's previous legal matters or public disputes. The investigation remains active. Girl. Mm, 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 mm. So, Chill, did any of this, sound familiar? Like, do you remember hearing about a rapper being arrested at his video shoot at Lakewood Park or any of that?
Uh-uh.
Girl, based off of what I'm reading, honey, y'all might have to keep his ass in there. I'm, I'm sorry. But no, he definitely did. Even though I haven't heard of him, I've certainly heard of the people he's worked with, like Sauce Walker, Paul Wall, Lil Kiki, Trader Truth. Yeah. Honeycomb Brazy. So I guess, yeah. Hey, they said he was planning to do some big things, and then got his ass caught up for some kidnapping and other shit. Well, that's that on that, child. Ooh, y'all. So there is a fighter, a UFC fighter, Anthony Smith. Honey, he was ordered to stay away. He was just arrested and was ordered to stay away from his wife. And you all should see where it says here, by way of TMZ, Anthony Smith's bond set at $500,000 and cannot have contact with wife. So let's get into it. Anthony Smith is still behind bars at a county jail, but the former UFC star may soon be walking free because the judge set bond at $500,000 a day and a half after he was arrested on 3 felonies. The 38-year-old appeared before a judge for the first time in Sarpy County, Nebraska on Wednesday morning, where bond was granted. Once Smith comes up with the cash, he'll be released pending trial. But he won't be free and clear to do whatever he wants. Smith cannot have any contact with his wife, Michaela Smith, as a condition of his bond. Anthony is also prohibited from leaving the state without permission. He must also steer clear of any trouble. As TMZ previously reported, the former light heavyweight title contender was booked into the slammer Monday evening around 8:45 p.m. and is facing charges for terroristic threats, false imprisonment, first degree, and domestic violence causing serious bodily injury. It's unclear what led up to Smith's arrest, though the no contact order could indicate his wife was somehow involved. With the conviction, the charges can carry up to 26 years in prison. Smith could be released as early this morning, and they say the story is developing. Honey, and I see that mug shot, baby. Chill, honey. I see nothing but asymmetry in that mug shot, girl. Look at him.
Even from the side. Yep.
Mm.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
They don't have any pictures of Michaela in this. Or let me see if I can find a picture of Michaela Smith. Oh, okay. Let me see this. Michaela Smith, Anthony Smith. Make sure we're looking at the right Michaela. Oh, maybe she don't have any. Yeah, it does look like she really has any. Maybe she wants somebody who wants to stay offline because of people like me. So, well, we have a comment saying he looks like a January 6th. He does. Well, that is that on that, girl. Bitch, let's talk about Jared Leto. Girl, did y'all see the news break? I knew it was. I mean, it took some years, but I knew it was coming. You all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Jared Leto faces new sexual misconduct allegations from 4 women. Let me tell you something. When you've been reading celebrity news as long as I have, honey, you learn certain things about certain people. And let me just say, based off of what I've been reading, Jared been Leto. And he likes young, fresh tuna, apparently. Well, let's get into this. It says Jared Leto is facing serious allegations from 4 women who claim the Academy Award winning actor allegedly sexually assaulted them or threatened to sexually assault them when they were teenagers, according to a new report. The BBC says that Leto allegedly sexually assaulted one of the victims in the bathroom of a motel room when she was 17. A second victim claims Leto threatened to sexually assault her while she was left all alone with him in a hotel room when she was 19. A third victim says she had sex with Leto in California when she was 17, which qualifies as statutory rape in the state. Leto reportedly shrugged off a discussion he had with the victim about the age of consent being 18. The fourth victim says she was groomed by Leto, who allegedly made several X rated phone calls to her when she was only 16. During at least one conversation, Leto allegedly asked her to have sex and even sent her an NDA to try to prevent her from talking about their discussions, but she refused to sign it. Four other women have also come forward with similar allegations against Leto, saying the actor made creepy phone calls to them when they were younger. In total, 10 women have spoken out about their horrible experiences with Leto, and 9 of them have for the first time told their stories in the BBC documentary Jared Leto, Hollywood's Dark Secret. The BBC says all of the alleged incidents occurred between 2002 and 2016 when Leto was in his 30s and 40s. He is now 54 years old. We've reached out to Leto's reps for comment. So far, no word back. Well, that is until now because he actually did respond to these claims. And I have the second TMZ article for you all. And of course, you see where it says Jared Leto denies sexual assault allegations and calls claims categorically false. We have a comment saying he looks like he'll send you home fucked, whether you wanted it or not. I mean, looks based off of what I've read. Mm. Well, Jared Leto is firing back at the women accusing him of sexual assault, flatly denying he has ever sexually assaulted anyone. Leto tells TMZ, I have never sexually assaulted anyone in my entire life. These claims are absolutely and categorically false. As TMZ reported, 4 women recently accused the Oscar winner of sexually assaulting them or threatened to sexually assault them when they were teenagers. And just have like repeat language of what we just read, so I won't repeat that. But yeah, he denies it. Mm, baby, like I said, based off of what I read, Jared Ben Leto. And, and that's that on that. Girl, let's talk about the president, girl. Girl. So remember the last we read about E. Jean Carroll, she was finally paid that $5.6 million she was owed and I believe the court escrow paid it for her. Baby, let me tell y'all about Trump's stupid ass girl. You should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Trump claims E.G. Carroll pulled bait and switch with $5.6 million payment. Girl. President Trump says E. Jean Carroll pulled a $5.6 million bait and switch, claiming she promised to park his payout somewhere safe before moving it into a personal investment account. In new court docs obtained by TMZ, Trump says Carroll's attorney assured the court the money would be placed in an interest bearing account after it left judicial control. Trump claims the tune changed once Carroll got the cash, with her legal team later revealing the funds were being held in a personal investment account for her retirement. His attorneys say Carroll pointed to the S&P 500 to defend the move, arguing the stock market exposes Trump's millions to potential losses and leaves the money at Carroll's whims. Trump is now asking the appeals court to order Carroll to return the entire payout to a court-controlled account while his latest Supreme Court challenge plays out. He says Carroll could distribute the money to third parties, potentially making it difficult to recover if the judgment is overturned. Carroll's side says the money remains intact and argues Trump's rehearing petition does not justify clawing back a judgment she has already collected. As TMZ previously reported, Carroll received $5.62 million earlier this month after SCOTUS declined to hear Trump's appeal of the 2023 verdict finding him liable for sexual abusing and defaming her. Trump's lawyers insist the legal fight isn't finished and want his millions pulled out of the market and put back under lock and key. Mm-hmm. Classic narcissist move. Like we have this is historically a man that does not like to lose, and we are seeing it unfold. Baby, he is losing his fucking mind. So, I mean, well, whatever little bit that we have left, based on the dementia we've learned, allegedly. Uh, Let me sip my coffee on that one, like Sonya was saying. Girl, that is that on that, honey. I got nothing to add. The hell with that president. Ooh, so we were actually just talking about before we started recording. We was saying like it's really we noticed that a lot of people don't really like taking accountability for their actions these days. I have to say, when it comes to Kyle Shanahan, he it looks like he's doing just that. So, Kyle Shanahan is a coach for one of them sports ball teams. I think out in San Francisco somewhere. I don't know, child. Don't give me the line. But you should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Kyle Shanahan takes blame for car accident, claims he was searching for phone. So let's get into it. Kyle Shanahan is fact checking reports on his recent car accident, telling reporters the collision was actually all his fault after he took his eyes off the road to search for his phone. The San Francisco 49ers head coach invited a select few members of the media to his office on Tuesday and detailed exactly what went down on July 14th. Shanahan admitted to being distracted right before impact as his phone fell between seats, so he reached to get it back. Once he looked back at the road, he had already crossed the double yellow line and was heading for an SUV. Shanahan claimed he was only going 20 miles per hour when he hit the other car. There were reports citing crash records that stated the other driver was at fault, but Shanahan said that was not accurate. The coach also stated he did not lose consciousness or have amnesia after the crash, according to ESPN's Nick Wagner, but labeled his concussion as serious. He explained he struggles with loud noises as he continues to recover. As TMZ previously reported, Shanahan's good buddy Chris Sims detailed the injuries the coach sustained during the crash, which included a broken nose, ribs, hand, and a huge gash on his face that required 40 stitches. Sims went as far as to say Shanahan could have nearly lost his eye in the accident. During the media availability, Shanahan seemingly backed that claim and also praised his plastic surgeon as he showed off pics of the cut on his face. And there was also an update. The update says the Palo Alto Police Department tells TMZ Kyle Shanahan's statement he provided to reporters is accurate. He was at fault for the accident, and they are in the process of correcting the clerical error that was made in the state database that stated the other driver was at fault. Palo Alto PD says it's up to the officer's discretion at the scene whether or not to issue a citation to people involved in a collision, and not uncommon for them not to. Mhm. So I have to say this story is a little because y'all know I'm a 1 + 1 = 2 kind of bitch, right? And I have unfortunately experienced a car accident before, and it could be it says we have it says cars should have a built-in phone mount. No, the drivers need to put them damn phones down. That's what they need and don't worry about that shit until you park. Cause honey, it's like but okay, so 20 miles an hour, yes, that's it can certainly, but the amount of damage that did, like I like a broken nose, broken ribs, hand, and a huge gash on his face that required 40 stitches from a 20-mile-an-hour impact. Huh? And then they are alleging that it was a clerical error because how huh? Like huh? I'm are they trying to look at my tinfoil hat is on, honey. It's just like too many
They trying to
things.
protect him.
Yeah, or the person who was really at fault, like
I think he maybe had the gas because his face was down. He may have hit the dashboard instead of, if you sitting straight up,
good
that
point,
may
good
be,
point.
where the gas came from. But yeah, sounds like somebody tried to do a little finesse with the records
Mhm.
there. I'm glad he's, got the conscience to actually accept responsibility, for the crash. And it sounded like it was a low speed crash and nobody was really hurt. So yeah, that's nice. Take responsibility. Don't let them, blame that on the other person.
Yep. Because I feel like had he not said anything to those reporters, they would have kept what
Mm-hmm.
they initially put in them reports.
Mm-hmm. They
Mhm.
would have
Palo Alto, what y'all doing?
probably recognized who he was, and that's You know, I don't have nothing to say about cops. I'm just gonna keep leaving it right there.
Hello, because we don't need them knocking on our doors.
No, I
Okay.
don't want no smoke. Yeah, I'm just glad he had, the moral fiber to take responsibility. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you. This is refreshing to see. For real, like a man of integrity. Well, our next story. So we actually talked when was it? Our on our March 4th show about Darren Brooks and Kelly Kruger. Darren Brooks is a star on The Young and the Restless. Well, we learned that they filed for divorce after 10 years of marriage. Well, it's actually been settled this fast. What, in 4 months? And you see where it says here by way of TMZ, Bold and the Beautiful stars Darren Brooks and Kelly Kruger settled divorce. So, soap stars Darren Brooks and Kelly Kruger reached a divorce settlement, and both parties have decided to waive support from the other, TMZ has learned. TMZ obtained the divorce settlement the exes signed on July 23rd, and it calls for Darren to walk away with all cars in his name, all financial accounts held in his name, and any business interests he owns. He will also keep his clothing, jewelry, and watches, and all of his soap residuals. Kelly gets to keep her earnings and residuals, clothing, jewelry, and all assets she inherited. The exes agreed to share joint custody of their two minor kids. Neither party will pay child or spousal support. As TMZ first reported, Darren and Kelly decided to end their marriage in March, just shy of their 10-year anniversary. Darren and Kelly reportedly met in 2010 when Kelly guest starred on Darren's college football sitcom Blue Mountain State, and they ended up working together again in 2014 on The Bold and the Beautiful. Baby, this is probably the most amicable divorce I have read about in a long ass time, honey. Oh yeah, we cool. I get to keep my stuff. She get to keep hers. We got joint custody of the kids. We ain't got to pay no child support or spousal support. We good. Wow, good for them. Oh, and both of them get to keep their soap residuals. Listen, I know that's right. Well, this next story is so sad, y'all. Jenna Keogh, remember we just talked about her not too long ago. The woman from the Real Housewives of Orange County who we learned has tongue cancer. Well, we
Yeah,
learned during her treatment, like she's not even able to talk right now. And I'm sure you can imagine, like with that type of treatment, yeah.
yeah. Oh my God.
But you should see it says here from TMZ, Real Housewives of Orange County alum Jenna Keogh unable to speak amid tongue cancer battle. Well, Jenna Keogh is unable to speak as she battles tongue cancer and endures the brutal side effects of treatment. The Real Housewives of Orange County alum's daughter, Kara Bosworth, shared the difficult update Monday, saying her mom's tongue and throat pain has become so severe she is currently not talking. The tongue and throat pain paired with the mucus from radiation on the area is just brutal, Kara wrote on Instagram. Poor mama has to spit into tissues all day. Kara revealed earlier this month that Jenna had been diagnosed with squamous, uh, squamous cell carcinoma of the tongue after dealing with a painful spot for nearly a year. Jenna initially believed a tooth was rubbing against her tongue and reportedly visited the dentist several times to have it filed down. A biopsy later confirmed the cancer, which had already spread by the time it was diagnosed. Jenna has undergone two surgeries, including a procedure to remove lymph nodes, and has been receiving chemotherapy and radiation for more than a month. Her treatment recently hit another setback when doctors discovered a deep vein thrombosis, blood clot, and an infection in her leg. Kara said chemo and radiation were temporarily paused while doctors addressed the complications. Jenna was also scheduled to receive a feeding tube after going nearly 2 weeks without eating a full meal, but the procedure was delayed because of the infection. Despite everything, Jenna's children says she remains determined to keep fighting. I know that's right, girl. Oh, poor baby. So heartbreaking. And I truly wish them well, especially Kara, who's sitting there helping her mom, go through all of this. So that is that on that. Um, so this next story is wow. It involves a porn star by the name of Emily Willis. And you all should see, I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Porn star Emily Willis's family reaches $3 million settlement over rehab brain injury. So let's get into it. Emily Willis's family has reached a $3 million settlement with the Malibu rehab facility where the former adult film star suffered catastrophic brain damage and was left permanently disabled. Willis's mom and legal guardian, Yesenia Cooper, sued Malibu Lighthouse Treatment in 2024, claiming the facility failed to properly care for Emily while she was being treated for ketamine addiction at Summit Malibu earlier that year. According to court docs, Emily is expected to receive approximately $1.25 million after attorney fees and liens, while her mom will continue serving as her conservator. The defendants denied wrongdoing and did not admit liability. The lawsuit alleged Emily's health rapidly declined after she checked into the facility in January 2024, leaving her frail, disoriented, dehydrated, and unable to properly walk, eat, or care for herself. The docs say Emily was found unconscious the following month, and paramedics performed CPR for 30 to 40 minutes before restoring her heartbeat. The prolonged lack of oxygen allegedly caused irreversible brain damage. TMZ broke the story at the time. Emily was rushed to a Los Angeles hospital after suffering cardiac arrest and remained in critical condition. An early toxicology report reportedly found no drugs in her system. Before her medical emergency, Emily was one of the adult industry's biggest stars and won Performer of the Year in a 2021 at the 2021 AVN Awards. She later transitioned into mainstream acting, appearing in the sci-fi film Divinity. Girl, my people kill me when it comes to these settlements, though, because they'll always sit here and say like, "Oh well, we settled, but we still not admitting no wrongdoing." Then what you settling for? If you didn't do nothing wrong, then take it to court and prove it. The hell. But yeah, and this is really heartbreaking, and I'm glad her mom was able to. I hate this had to happen for her to be compensated, but yeah, you go take your daughter to a rehab center for a ketamine condition, and then you find out that she loses. Y'all giving her CPR for 30 to 40 minutes. She loses so much oxygen, and now she has irreversible brain damage. Girl. And woo, honey, so they, out of $3 million, they're only going to get 1.25 million of it. After attorney fees and liens. Good lord! But that's that on that. And I have three more stories left. This so we were offline when we weren't recording. We actually brought up the story of that man who killed his wife and children because he was accused of having an affair. His name is Chris Watts. Fucker, and may he burn in hell. But I actually have a Radar Online story about what the secret mistress speaks out. And you all should see where it says here by way of Radar Online. Chris Watch alleged secret mistress reveals killer went from normal to crazy before murdering family. So, killer dad Chris Watts reportedly had a second secret mistress who has now come forward to share her frightening relationship with the violent murderer. Watts, who's 41, is currently serving multiple life sentences for strangling his pregnant wife, Shannon, who's 34, smothering their daughters, Bella, who's 4, and Celeste, who's 3, and dumping the bodies at the oil field where he worked in August
Hold
of
up,
2018.
hold up. That's an old story, Auntie.
Huh?
That's an old story.
This an old story?
Yeah,
Oh. So
yeah.
this is not the same one y'all were talking about yesterday?
No, this man had 6 children. When you said Chris Watts, I remember this story. This is an old story. It's
Thank
not.
you. Thank you for correcting me because I thought this was the one y'all were talking about yesterday.
No, he had 6 children.
Mm. And yep, and this guy only had 2.
Yeah, yeah. This is an old story.
Thank you. Thank you for that correction. So I apologize, listeners. This is not the one who, even though yes, we used to talk about so many violent white men killing their families, honey, y'all just kind of roll into one, but no, this is a different one. So and I'll just kind of go ahead because really this story just says like he was into rough sex and he choked her while they
Yeah.
were intimate and stuff like that. So
Right, right.
Oh, so my bad. Oop. well, well, this next one I have. So speaking of strangling, so the Powerball winner, the one who won like the most money, apparently, like out of Kentucky, he won the $167 million Powerball. Well, honey, ever since he won it, he just been going through with child with his violent ass. And you should see where it says here by way of TMZ, $167 million Powerball winner arrested for fourth time since jackpot, allegedly strangled woman. So let's get into it, girl. James Farthing picked the right Powerball numbers once, but since banking Kentucky's biggest jackpot ever, another number keeps popping up. 4, as in 4 arrests. The latest came Monday when the $167.3 million winner was busted in Scott County for allegedly strangling a woman after a boating trip. The woman claims Farthing grabbed her by the neck during an alleged argument Sunday morning, leaving visible welts. She also told investigators the alleged attack may have been captured by a ring camera inside the bedroom. Farthing pled not guilty Tuesday to strangulation and assault charges. The 51-year-old's bond was set at $15,000, and a judge ordered him to stay away from the woman and wear a monitoring device. His luck first ran dry just days after his historic April 2025 jackpot when he was arrested for allegedly kicking a Florida deputy in the head during a hotel bar scuffle. Farthing was later busted in an alleged witness intimidation case and recently charged uh, over a November hit and run. Police say he was driving his Corvette more than 100 miles per hour when he rear-ended another vehicle and bolted on foot. Farthing beat the Powerball odds once, but it appears he's not beating the law. TMZ think they funny. I done told y'all ass to leave joke telling to the funny people.
Look at the eyes, people. Look at the eyes.
Mm. Ooh, child.
He is out of control.
Mm. Well, that's that on that, honey. And the last story I have for us, honey, this our favorite banker from JP Morgan, honey, just keeps popping up. And the girl who likes, it makes her wet. Basketball players be making her wet, allegedly. I'm sorry, Moon. I know you hate that. But you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. JP Morgan banker claims naked drunk boss tried to recruit friend for threesome. Oh, there's more. Well, more bombshell allegations against JP Morgan Chase executive Lorna Hagini, and this time an alleged threesome is involved. The same baker suing Hagini for allegedly making him perform non-consensual and humiliating sex acts filed another lawsuit Monday, claiming his boss once propositioned a threesome with him and another person while completely naked and visibly drunk.
Oh
According,
boy.
according to the filing obtained by TMZ, Hagini assaulted him in September 2024 after allegedly threatening to tank his promotion if he did not have sex with her. After he allegedly caved to her demand, the banker, who asked in his previous lawsuit to remain anonymous, says they went back to his family member's Manhattan apartment where a visibly intoxicated Hagini was speaking so loudly she woke up a witness who was staying there. The lawsuit claims Hagini emerged completely naked, sat on the living room couch, lit a cigarette, and repeatedly demanded that the witness come join us. The witness says he repeatedly refused, and Hagini allegedly said, I own John Doe, so you better come join, before returning to the bedroom. The witness then claims he could hear the banker from behind the closed door repeatedly asking his boss to stop and leave, allegedly saying, I'm not going to do this, and no, this isn't right. After Hagini allegedly left, the witness said the banker was visibly shaken in a state of shock. The banker also claims Hagini allegedly spiked his drink with a performing enhancing substance when he was unable to sexually perform. He says he didn't know she was doing that in the moment, but claims she later admitted to giving him a little something. The banker's new lawsuit also claims multiple execs, including Hagini, made heinously racist remarks towards him, allegedly calling him a monkey, a brown boy, and a brownie. He's named Managing Director Brandon Graffio, Managing Director John Walter, Associate Kelly Crow, and JP Morgan itself as other defendants. He's suing for sexual assault and battery, against hygiene specifically, as well as race and ancestry discrimination, hostile work environment, sex discrimination and sexual harassment, and several other counts of retaliation, among other charges. The banker is asking for an unspecified amount of damages, unpaid wages, attorney's fees, and other relief.
You know, when we talked about her before, I was looking at her picture and I'm like, her eyes, even though that other guy's story might have been a little, you know, did that really happen? And I said if nobody else is coming forward, because if you're this kind of person, he's not the first one, right? You've done this before.
Right.
I was looking at her eyes and I'm like, okay, it's a little asymmetry there, but we're gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. And now here we are.
We have a comment saying, not sitting on the couch with her bare ham sandwich smoking a cigarette. Exactly, girl. Who she thinks she is? Sharon Stone? Like, girl, what you doing, girl? Look, who was smoking like I could just see in there. Come join us. I'm sorry, it's not
I need to
funny.
see this other guy. I need to see him. Mm-mm.
The bank, the one who's suing Lorna, because you remember we saw him and who we said we look like Mr. Big Head thanks to Hammy.
Mm.
Mr. Ed Big Head.
So this is a new person.
No, this is the same person, but he's saying that now there's a witness.
He didn't have. So he didn't know that from the beginning. Okay, that's what I thought. So he didn't know all of this from the beginning. He didn't
Mm,
leave with any of this.
and look, this is him. What child?
Yes, the same funny looking man. I don't believe him. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Because
And
honey,
how do
he ain't
you
making
come with a
he
whole
can't
new
even make a lake
story?
wet.
Look here, Kate. Mm-mm. And, and so if you knew all of this, why didn't you leave with this? Why didn't you say you had a witness from the jump? I'm confused.
And to be fair, because you know how like a lot he probably did try to reach out to the people like hold up now you going after the execs now and I work here so
Mm, mm,
listen,
I
but
feel like
I
this is a
certainly don't
tall
believe it.
tale. I kind of feel like this is a tall tale, but I
It
guess.
really sounds like fan fiction to be honest. Like some the things that he wants to happen. Like he wanted to see her popping up naked on the bed, sitting on the couch with a cigarette, playing with her cooch. Talking about some, come join us.
She don't even give that at all, like remotely, and neither does he. So I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't know,
Yeah, I'm with
but
you, girl. I don't know. Well, I certainly believe every victim, but however, there was just kind of we did read reports before, like the two weren't even in the same room ever. That because I think they did a internal investigation. Oh, but I guess so now that that internal investigation included, because now you see the difference with this lawsuit is now he's naming other people in it, the managing director, and three executives and J.P. Morgan itself.
mm,
So that's the difference between this lawsuit.
I don't know, boss. Mm, I'm skeptical. But
I
he
am
ain't
too.
giving up, child. So, I don't know.
We have a conversation. He said he leaving here with something. Okay. The brown Denzel Washington hood. He said, I'm leaving here with something. Y'all
He's
got me
funny
fucked
looking,
up.
so he's so funny looking. Good God.
He really is. I'm sorry. I just like it. And like, and let me be careful because I do know that there is an argument, people will
I
say
know that.
like, oh, looks don't determine who gets sexually assaulted. True, but
Hmm.
the stuff that we've read, honey, like, oh, you a tall basketball player, you just make me so basketball players get me wet. Oh, let me bend down and pick up my pencil because I'm just so wet. Like I just can't. He's not giving that.
Mm.
Well, that is that on that. And y'all, that was actually all the tea that I have for us today. So before we head out, I always like to ask my crew, did you all have any tea that you wanted to share or any tea that I might have missed?
I have nothing. Dear.
Ooh, okay. Well, here's one I'm seeing on TMZ about Nick Reiner. Let me see. Let me make sure the slide is right so I can get this shared. And you all should see where it says TMZ reports Nick Reiner disciplined for being extremely hostile in LA jail shower. So let's get into this. So Nick Reiner has reportedly gotten into trouble behind bars because the man accused of murdering his famous parents allegedly became extremely hostile while with LA jail staff. According to People, Nick got disciplined back in April after he got super pissed and started yelling at a deputy. Started yelling when the deputy didn't come get him fast enough when he was done with the shower to return to his cell. Nick was screaming, using profane language, and directing hostile remarks at both a sheriff and a sergeant, but it never got physical. People reports Nick was issued a disciplinary write up and lost several inmate privileges for 5 days, including phone calls, visitation, and commissary access. Nick reportedly made such a scene that he distracted guards while an emergency was happening elsewhere. Nick, accused of brutally murdering his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, is being housed alone in a specialized medical observation area. And keep his fucking ass in Arkham Asylum, honey. Mm-mm. I got nothing for him, honey. The hell with a Nick Reiner. Mm. Well, that's that on that. Because they didn't come get you fast enough to take you back to your cell. Girl. And this happened back in April. Girl. Bye. Well, I want to take the time to thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another live show if you can make it. Don't forget to subscribe to a bitch. Head over to auntiederik.com, hit that big green subscribe button at the top left, and join my free mailing list. I love to send you hugs to your inbox on a daily basis. And last night, I actually sent y'all, I wrote an article that, and I sent that notification and email as well. So, keep up with the tea and stuff like that. Subscribe to a bitch. And until tomorrow, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day.